Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. I don't know what is going on with my glasses, but they were fine, and then all of a sudden, they seem to have a spot on the front of them. I'm so sorry. Excuse me one moment. All right, let's see if that worked. Nope, I think I just made it worse. That's all right. That's okay. Let's just start with our regular little what's happening cards. Happy Wednesday. Self-Care Wednesday. I have the Isis Oracle deck, the Beyond Lemuria, and the Sacred Cycles deck. I want to pull one from the Sacred Cycles, because there's a lot of good journal prompts in that. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to see how we can make Self-Care Wednesday work since, like I said, I had to leave my house in a rush last Friday, and I tried to grab everything I thought I would need. That includes all the cards, but I forgot the self-care. I forgot the self-care deck at home. So, and I do like to do more than just the standard self-care stuff. You know, we all know what we need to do to take care of ourselves, you know, like pamper yourselves, do this, that, or the other. But I also like to remind people to take care of their emotional self-care, their inner self-care. It's not just about keeping your body healthy. It's about keeping your mind healthy as well. So here's a few cards. I don't think we'll pull that many since today is a card day. But let's see. This one showed up again. Platform 9 3/4. If you're familiar with Harry Potter, you have to trust that what you are running at will see you through to the other side. So even if you see that brick wall in front of you, keep running and trust that it will see you through to the other side. I know a lot of times I don't trust my brain, but my brain really doesn't. Well, if I listen to my heart on the days when my brain is rebelling, everything seems to kind of turn out okay. I'm not going to say perfect, but it turns out okay. It turns out because I'm not resisting, I'm not battling myself. Let's see, no matter how hard it gets, just keep swimming, right? Just keep swimming. No matter how hard it gets, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I know it's hard. I know it can't. Sorry. What's wrong with me today? My head's having issues. I know it can be hard, but just hang in there, okay? You know, don't shame yourself if you have a bad day. Don't make yourself feel bad if you have a bad day. Just hang in there and really just try to get until tomorrow, okay? Just wing it. You can only fly once you are willing to give up the safety of your cocoon. So just wing it. Go for it. Go for it. And live free. Live free. When you learn how to not resist, you're going to find a way to live free. And by that I mean, it doesn't mean every day is going to be perfect. What it means is that you have got it under control. You have got it maybe not figured out, but you know what you need to do to get through the bad days. And sometimes that is the most important thing, is, you know, knowing how to get through the bad days. Good morning, older sibling. So let's see. I like the Isis deck. There's a lot of wisdom in this deck. There's a lot of wisdom in this deck. I'd like some of that wisdom to pop out, but oh, there we go. All right, we got two of them. Alrighty, let's see. Oops. Oh, that's a pretty card. There's a lot going on in that picture. And there's a lot going on in this too. This feels like a growth card. Or, oh, it's an abundance card, which is kind of the same thing. So, abundance of Sothis. I think that's how you say that. Abundance in many forms is increasing in flow to you. Continue your good work of building channels through which abundance can be delivered to you. Freely share your talents, love, wisdom, and self, and enjoy the abundance responsively flowing to you in many forms over and over again. Good morning, Kelly. So, again, abundance in many forms is increasing in flow to you. Continue your good work of building channels through which abundance can be delivered to you. Freely share your talents, your love, your wisdom, and self, and enjoy the abundance responsively flowing to you in many forms over and over again. That is a big act. You know, I see, this is what I'm talking about, why I like to pull these cards on Self-Care Wednesday. People are just going to say, ooh, what can I bring to me? You know, what can I manifest? What can I put my energy towards that will bring all kinds of wonderful things? Not just prosperity, but also just, like the joy and the love by sharing my talents. What you don't realize is that when you're putting that energy out there and you're helping other people, it is actually growing something special inside of you. It is reminding you that, hey, you know what? It feels good to take care of other people. And it starts to manifest this good feeling within you because you realize that you're stepping out and doing things for others and not just yourself. And that really is kind of opening the flow for you of manifestation and really kind of caring for yourself and caring for your mental well-being. Lady of the Stars. I've never seen this one. This will be good. Sirius is a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom at an extremely high vibration. She brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and a high capacity for divine service. She asks you to pay attention now because something significant is taking place at a spiritual level for you at this time. How do I work that one into self-care? Just believe. Just listen to your heart. It's over here. Listen to your heart. All right. Sometimes when we listen too hard to our brain, it revolts. So, I'm okay. Sibling and Kelly are having a conversation, so I'm not sure who's talking to who or if they're talking to me. I have no idea. But I love that they're connecting. So, and that's another good form of self-care, guys. Connection. Connect with one another. We can't do this life alone, right? The root chakra just popped out. Wow. Holy moly. That's a lot. Okay. I don't know. Am I supposed to keep going? Nope. That's it. That's a lot of cards. Holy smokes. Aw. Thank you, Kelly. You're so sweet. I've been so out of it, you guys. I've been so out of it. I feel like I'm having like continual out of body experiences. And it's been crazy. So, all right. I'm not sure how we're going to tie these into self-care, so I'm just going to read them and let you decide for yourself. The root chakra, ground and center. This is going to be your super self-care card. Okay, the super self-care card. Whether you believe in chakras or not, they are your energy centers. They're basically, in a very metaphysical way, they are your energy spine. Okay, except it goes from up here, right above your crown, all the way down to the base of your spine. But they're your energy centers. They're what keep your emotions kind of flowing. So it's kind of like, you'll hear, a lot of people will make fun of people who go to energy doctors, but they are literally like chiropractors of the soul. Okay. One of my favorite, I call him the vibe doctor. One of my favorite vibe doctors is, so he's, I think, they're all in Arizona because I met him through baby sibling. But yeah, that's what he does. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. He's done a lot of good work for me and he's helped me along my journey. Sorry, I'm reading. Yeah. Self-care, Kelly, self-care. In fact, I have to share this and because, I know COVID's really, really going around right now. So much so my father got it. And, fortunately, I'm on day 5, so since being exposed, and they did let him go from the hospital, so I don't know if I'm still being exposed. I tend not to think so because he is getting better, but I'm actually surprised. My father is one of these people that the minute, he's free from the hospital, it's like, well, let's go do this, this, and that. But today, I asked him, I said, well, do you want to go out today? Just get some fresh air, go out for a drive. And he says, well, if the sun comes out. If not, well, maybe we'll go tomorrow. And then I told him, I said, well, one of my cousins wants to come see Dad. And I've kind of been, she hasn't asked because I think she's just waiting for me to give her the okay. But he's all, no, I don't think I'm ready yet. I just still need to rest. It's like someone gave him a brain transplant. But I'm grateful that he's taking the time. So what I'm basically trying to say to all of you who just go, 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 there is a lot of things out there to do. If you are on a board full of people, let them help you. Let them do what they need to do and get the rest you need. Self-care is not selfish. It is necessary. And yeah, and Kelly's right. Kelly has CRPS, just like older sibling. She also has rheumatoid arthritis, and she recently had COVID. So, and even my dad said this. He says, I have never felt so weak in my entire life. Never felt so weak in his entire life. And, you know, I mean, even when he had his health scare a month and about 2 months ago, there wasn't a weakness there. There was just a lot of dizziness and just a lot of slow and heavy breathing. But I mean, he couldn't even pick himself up off the floor. That's how weak he was. That's, you know, I mean, I had literally 7 firemen in my father's living room last Saturday. And I'm short. It's hard to stay out of people's way. But I will say this as a side note, they loved his bar. They were all just commenting on his bar as he was leaving. My dad lives in a condo, so the bar is literally in the dining room. It is the dining room. But Kelly, you got a lot going on. You got a lot going on. I need to just come over and heal you. But you know what? I will say this for her. She has a lot going on if you read the comments later. And she still does so much for her communities that she belongs to, especially the CRPS community. This girl does not stop. Of course, I think life is telling you. This is why the root chakra came up. I have a funny feeling this is for you. Ground and center. This image speaks of finding home within yourself, a sense of deep inner peace and a strong sense of grounding and being centered. Here you can fly free from the grips of survival into a place of thriving. There is trust, connection to community, and you can rely on others and joyfully understand your responsibilities in turn. You are held and have strong foundations for all aspects of life. With your guard down, you have the tools to ride the waves if you need. Everything is okay. So I think this is telling you everything is going to be okay, but you gotta slow down just a little, just for now, okay? Not forever, just for now to let your body catch up to you. Okay, it's healing and it's trying to heal. And the more you do, the more you do, the more time you're going to take to heal. So that's the message I'm actually getting. I don't know who's telling me to tell you this, but it could be Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is one of my favorite. He is I call him the doctor angel because he's the healing angel, you know. So but somebody is definitely sending me something to tell you. Just slow down a bit. Let other people help you, which, you know, I know she does, but I know you have a lot of things on your plate, but just just kind of not take a step back, but just supervise for the moment. And, you know, I mean, obviously don't let anyone make decisions without you, but just take a step back and recuperate so that you can get better faster. You know, the more you rest, the more the faster you're going to get better. Okay. Awakened awareness. There are many levels of awakening. Keep learning and putting yourself into situations where you can grow. Stay aligned with your inner guidance and do what you love to keep your vibe high. Seek not instant pleasure, but substantial and sustainable joy. Eat healthily, keep your body active, and have life goals, but with enough space to hear the answers to your prayers. Find your unique way to connect to the divine inside you. Not an external seeking, but as a receptive allowing. Be inspired to see the question at hand with a different perspective. Look between the lines for a deeper interpretation. Oh, you're welcome, girl. Anytime. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is how it works, guys. Especially for the people that might be watching this later on YouTube on the replay. Sometimes things just come to me. I can't help it. It's just, you know, I am so in tune now, which is crazy in a way. A lot of times people will be on and they'll see my face itching. It's just, I know that there's a lot of energy around me just saying, come on, you got to say this. But don't be, you know, for those that aren't really sure what to believe, don't be afraid of it. Don't be, yeah, I can practice on you, Kelly, if you like. I'm not very good at doing people to people ones. I usually just kind of pull the cards and send it to them. But yeah, we'll figure something out. Just text me later. But, or text me. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Just go with it. Okay, go with it. I have people of all walks of life that come to watch this show. From the religious to the non-religious to the metaphysical to the magical realm. It's across the board, the people that watch. To some people who just don't believe, period. You know, I mean, they believe in the messages, but they don't believe in all the source, the higher power of the universe and all that stuff. So anyways, it's across the board. All right. Evolution. Consider what evolution means to you. Is your evolution about growth, expansion, adaptation, success, or becoming a better version of yourself? Look for ways to flourish in the face of challenge. Break a problem down to its elements. Be creative and consider how you can make it more fun and inspiring. Alternatively, ask how you can learn, grow, and become stronger through what is happening for you. You may be pushed to greater and deeper learnings, and it might be an uncomfortable process, but the strength, growth, and wisdom that come from journeying through the eye of the storm and embodying this knowledge is something no teacher can teach you. That's the evolution card. No, girl, you're not a distraction. Don't worry. This is my talisman. Whenever I hold the pen, I always seem to be on track no matter how many comments I get. So we're good. Don't worry about it. What I like about the evolution card is what it says right here. Growth and wisdom, but it might be an uncomfortable process, but the strength, growth, and wisdom that come from journeying through the eye of the storm and embodying this knowledge is something no teacher can teach you. Even when bad shit is happening, it's a lesson. Don't look at it as saying, why me? What's next? How come, this is happening to me? Look deeper. Look beneath the surface of what is happening to you and see what the lesson is. There might be something that continually happens to you because you're not getting the message. Once you get the message and you start to understand, you can heal this. And believe it or not, there's a lot of ailments you can heal when you start healing the inside of you, when you start healing the emotions, when you start letting go of what no longer serves you. So, here's the next one. And I'm saying here's the next card because I literally was about to say exactly this. Trust your inner sense. Trust your spidey instincts. Sometimes it can be hard to decipher between intuition and what our mind is telling us. So your mind, your intuition. Your intuition is where, it's your heart center. It's where all the real stuff comes from. It's like your soul speaking to you. Stories, projections, or fear can arise under the guise of intuition. To distinguish truthful inner guidance from paranoia, we must return to innocence, to our purest essence. Here we have access to the truth of our being. Honesty is more than not lying to yourself. It is also about not withholding and having deep transparency within yourself. Learn to trust and be absolutely honest with yourself. In your heart of hearts, you hold the answers. Notice the first thoughts you have before you second guess yourself. Listen and honor these. This is the interesting thing. One of the things my dad always told me when we would play these trivia games, always trust your first answer. Now 9 times out of 10, it's not an obvious stat or a real one, but 9 times out of 10, he's not wrong. There are times when I've had the right answer and I thought, well, maybe that's not it. And it literally would just pop in my head, right? And I would think, no, that's not it. And then guess what? It was the answer I initially had, but I second guessed myself. That's why we need to trust ourselves. We're not always going to have the answers. And if we don't have the answers, that's part of the journey, is trying to figure out that answer. It's trying to, take accountability for the things in your life. It's hard. And it can be really, really hard to, it can be really, really hard to kind of trust yourself. But once you start learning how to do that, you're going to find that your perception on things is going to change. And it's going to change for the better. You're going to start seeing the world through different eyes. You're not going to be as skeptical. You're going to realize that, there are bad people in this world, and yes, it does suck, but, you know, it's what happens. That's life, right? That's life. So, let's see. We got 2 cards. Return to Source and the Butterfly. These 2 I'm going to post in the comments, you guys, because especially if you're watching later on YouTube. Actually, I think I'll post these in the comments as well. So if you're watching later on YouTube, because a lot of times I will forward it to Twitter, click inside of, well, when you click on the video, go into the comments, because I'm going to put the journal prompts in there. But obviously, when you only have like, what, 250 characters, you can't fit it all in there. But the journal prompts are so good. And the reason I wanted to do this deck, this has been like my deck of choice lately, but the reason I wanted to do this deck is because I have to tell you, the journal prompts have been, wow, they have been eye-opening for me. So Return to Source, which is this card. This is a really beautiful card. I love all the purples and the blues. You know, purple and blue is one of my mom's favorite colors, and I've noticed since she's passed, I've really kind of adopted them as my favorites. I love the color red. It's like my all-time favorite color. But I have noticed that lately, what resonates me is especially this color in here. In fact, it's the same color as Little Blue. I have 2 computers. The smaller travel one, Little Blue, and the big laptop, which I call Big Red because it's red. But anyways, but those colors are really kind of tapping into me lately. So completions and endings hold a unique energy. As the final stage in the never-ending cycle of life, death is the last letting go of a life experience. This is the process that brings any creative endeavor to a close. After a time of inspiration, growth, and sharing your gifts, you're being asked to let go of that which has run its course. If something has lost its vital force, but you have kept holding on to it, now is the time to bless and disconnect from it. Give it a proper celebration and a burial. The magic of this stage lies in keeping the faith and belief that in death we return to Source. A new conception, pregnancy, and birth await you. You're opening up a portal to new and vibrant endeavors. By releasing what has fulfilled its purpose, you can rest and look forward to fresh possibilities. But right now you are most fully acknowledging the conclusion of this present adventure with gratitude and reverence, and then disengage to honor the ever-going cyclical process. And the journal prompt on this one is, what in my life am I no longer inspired by, but continue to put my time and efforts towards? I think a lot of times we're just really afraid of letting go, because when we work on something for so long, it becomes familiar, too familiar, and it becomes a comfort zone. This is where we have to learn how to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I have an entire notebook of healing stuff that I had no idea was still in me. But this book is literally the Floof book is, I called it Operation Feral Floof. Floof is no longer feral. But the reason I started that book, this is everything I hung on to. This is all the stuff I didn't realize I was hanging on to. This is the outdated beliefs, the limiting beliefs, the parts of me that just, were so afraid to move forward that I was holding on to these and letting them anchor me to this idea. But those ideas no longer serve me. They may have protected me at one point, but they no longer do. In fact, they hinder me more than they help me. So even yesterday, I had to it's funny, I feel like this is a validation card for me, because yesterday I was thinking about something, and the other night my dad and I were just talking, and this is actually something I thought of before I came down here, is that I want to be more like him. And the only reason I say I want to be more like him, my mom worried a lot. I mean, she hid it very well. But, I guess when you lose somebody and you start going back and you start thinking, because, you're really kind of pushing your brain for every memory you can come up with so you can store it in a way like, kind of like obsessively so you don't forget things, right? But then I realized there was a pattern with my mom. She was a worrier. And my dad said, well, I didn't learn how to go with the flow early in life. I think he did. I just don't think he realized it, because for some reason, everything always seems to work out for my dad. And then the other day when we were talking, before he came out of the hospital, I told him, I was freaking out. I was worried. It's like, oh my God, you can't visit him because he was on the COVID floor. And he says, well, I don't let things rattle me, but I forget that not everybody's like me. And in that moment on Sunday, I was just thinking, I do let things rattle me a lot. I let too many things rattle me. I spend probably, if I were to feel an electric shock for every time I worried during the day, I would probably be jolting around like a person on 50 cups of coffee with caffeine. And topped with the Red Bull. But that's how it is. And so when when he was home the next day, I just kept thinking, I said, I really want to be more like you. I don't want to wait any longer to just learn how to go with the flow, to learn how to just, kind of accept things as they are, learn from the journey, learn from the path, and just keep moving forward. Don't look back. My mom always said, don't look back. You're not going that way. But turns out she looked back a lot. And so I think maybe subconsciously this was something that she was also trying to tell herself so she could move forward. But, as she did get older, I noticed her worries became less and less, and yet they didn't. So either she got better at hiding them or she just didn't care anymore. But I don't want to worry anymore. And so yesterday, I kind of felt my own messages coming through for myself, and I realized I was still connected to this outdated belief. I was still kind of, in this way, I had tethered a bit of my mom here with worry, and not, any other worry than, these limiting beliefs that we all kind of grew up with. People grow up with one thing, then we teach our kids, right? Well, I don't say we because I don't have kids, but, then people teach their kids. But some people break that cycle. And for my dad broke that cycle. For my mom, she only half broke it, because I think it was something that kept her safe. It was something she could hide behind. And, sometimes when we worry about something completely independent of what we're projecting our worry on, it gets worse. So this is why sometimes you have to dig so deep and to do that shadow work so that you can literally untether everything from you that you no longer need. Shadow work is going to be, hands down, in my opinion and my perspective, hands down is going to be the single most important self-care tool you carry through your life with you. Shadow work is something you can do till the day you die, because there's always something happening internally, even for the happiest people. Maybe you run into someone, well, why don't they like me? And if it's something that's pressing, there might be something deep inside that might still be in them. And I'm going to step out of my lane for a second. A lot of times we carry things from our past lives into this life. And believe it or not, I've healed a lot of past lives in this life. But just staying in that outer lane for a moment. If it doesn't make sense to you, and you, like I said, you might be the happiest person in the world, and all of a sudden you still have this nagging feeling, just try to keep an open mind and heal it anyways. Because like I said, it could be something that you carry through from your past life. All right, now I'm going to jump back into the regular lane. Jumping back into traffic. 36. Butterfly. I am transformed. Dun, da, 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 the butterfly. I like how the butterfly seems, I think that might be a lotus flower the butterfly is sitting in. Looking all regal with the moon and the sun. Gotta love that. Bright wings unfurl after being cocooned in the process of potent change, and butterfly emerges. The uncertainty of the time spent in transformation being unmade and remade is not forgotten as they unfold and expand. Instead, they recenter the world with this memory that informs their ability to embrace boldness, knowing the depths they have traversed. With a wonder of color and vibrancy as their signature, Butterfly calls you to back into your brilliance. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Butterfly calls you to bask in your brilliance. Okay. This is why I should have cleaned my glasses beforehand. So dumb. Your true dynamic nature is most needed at this time and will be welcomed with open arms and... Okay, you know what? I'm so sorry, you guys. My brain. I see I put my pen down. Clearly, it's the source of my brain. So let me try this again. Your true dynamic nature is most needed at this time and will be welcomed with open arms and awe when you claim it for yourself. Now is the time to let yourself be seen, to allow your extroverted tendencies to come out and play. When you do, like the way Butterfly effortlessly floats from flower to flower, the resources, connections, community, and support arrive to greet you. It's time to share your unique colors and gifts with the world. If you are hiding behind life, stop it. All right? Break through that cocoon. Just be free. Live free. I mean, the last card from this morning's card pull, live free. That is the best gift you can ever give yourself, is to live free. Are you constantly going to live free of worry? No. But when you carry tools like this around with you, you are minimizing the time that you will spend in a state of worry, in a state of panic, in a state of anger or distrust or whatever negative thing you can come up with. And you'll find yourself back in a positive place. It takes practice. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Positivity is not as easy as people may think it is. And for a lot of reasons, including the fact, and I will probably mention this again, a lot of times when people are positive, people aren't that receptive to it. Certain people. And you will get made fun of. You have people tell you, like, really? That's unrealistic. Just a lot of different negative things, and these are things that almost halted my journey because I was worrying too much about what other people thought instead of what I thought. Live your life on your own terms. Be who you are meant to be on your own terms. Don't let anybody dictate who you can and can't be. Don't limit yourself to other people's beliefs. Live your life, not someone else's. Okay, so we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But the journal quote for this: how would I like to transform the way I relate to myself? How would I like to transform the way I relate to myself? That's a good question. And I'm going to throw a little bit of a hint out there for some people that may struggle with that question. How would I like to transform the way I relate to myself? Do you love yourself unconditionally? Right. Do you love yourself unconditionally? Or do you limit yourself to other people's beliefs? If you love yourself unconditionally, you are going to be on the path to transform yourself, because you're going to allow yourself to be exactly who you are without apology, without, backtracking and saying, well, it doesn't mean you have to be belligerent with your thoughts. It doesn't mean you have to pound people, with what you're thinking. Sometimes just planting a seed can make a big difference. I've been planting seeds with my dad for a long time, and I see them. It's taken a while for some of them to grow because, like I said, he is a very positive person, but he does get frustrated really easily. He does get annoyed pretty easily. Usually not at people, just at stuff or, just the regular everyday thing. But I will say this for him. He bounces back fast. So, I do want to be more like him in the sense that I do want to be more go with the flow, less worry, more enjoying. All right. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for hanging in there on Self-Care Wednesday. Baby sibling's not here, so the hump day just doesn't seem as fun, but it's okay. I'll do it next week. And I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Things to think on Thursday. We're going to talk about positivity, and we're going to talk about I'm going to talk about a few things actually. Good morning, T. I didn't even see you were on. So, anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. You can see me back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Facebook Live. It is public. Anybody can watch, or you can catch the replay on YouTube. It's usually up before noon Pacific Standard Time, but it's usually up before 11 Pacific Standard Time. Good morning, Jeannie. And so anyways, if you need to see the replay, it's there. If you're a Facebook friend, or if you want to go to Facebook, or you're on Facebook, you can just search my name, and it will be it's, like I said, it's a public video, so you can find it there too. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I know I was kind of all over the place today, but I think that is a true sign that I need some serious self-care today. So I'm going to figure out how to do that, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.